You ready for your interview, Mr. Farley?
Why? What are you doing?
I'm making a documentary about this show. It's for the kids. It's for Laura's students.
Oh, for the students.
At Brookwood High School. All right, so here we are. Here, state your name and what you do here at George Ensemble Theater.
Bob Farley. I'm the artistic director of the theater. I'm Chris Damiano's boss, which, believe me, is not a pleasure.
Billy, come.
So,
Yes,
you're the stage manager here
I am.
at George Ensemble Theater?
Well, I'm the production manager, and I also stage manage some of the shows. Yes.
All right, Jason, tell me who you are.
I'm Jason Salinas. I am the sound designer and soundboard operator for Almost Heaven.
Awesome.
I'm Brian Rosengrant. I'm the lighting designer for this show.
What can you tell us about the Pasadena Playhouse?
The Pasadena Playhouse. The Pasadena Playhouse is still there in Pasadena, California. It's the State Theater of California, and that's where I went to school. That's where I studied theater. It was founded in 1918. Because it was so close to Hollywood, it was called the Star Factory. And so many great people came out of there. Dustin Hoffman, Gene Hackman, great film actors. A lot of people in television came out of there. And what else can I tell you about it? It was really great because by the time, because I met Anita there, that's right. Oh boy. Yes, I met Anita there, and my wife, who's also my partner here at the theater, she's the producer, and the Playhouse. It was really interesting because it was like this 3-year program, and the first day you got there, they put a push broom in your hand, and when you could perfect sweeping the stage, you could move on to the next thing. So by the time I got out, I not only got a very, very good job, my first job was on Broadway, I not only got a very good job along with other classmates, but I didn't know it, but I knew a lot about running a theater, almost everything, because I'd worked in every area and really learned to become pretty expert in almost every area of the theater. So that training over the 45 years has served me to this day, even serving the actors dinner and cleaning up afterwards.
What got you into doing sound?
I have a degree in engineering from MTSU, and my sister worked at this theater, and she told me they needed a sound person, and so I applied.
Cool.
Been doing it ever since.
What kind of mics are we using in this show?
We're using Shure 93s on all of the guitars. We wanted to keep a more acoustic sound, so we mic'd the instruments instead of using the directs on them. So we used the 93s, it's a small condenser, on all the guitars, the banjo. We were using direct on the fiddle and the bass, just because it's easier. And
Yeah.
But everything else is mic'd with those. And then all the vocals are MX 153s.
Right on. Now, on the sound, how many channels do you have on your board?
The board has 24 inputs.
Okay.
Our show has 7 vocals and 10 instruments. So we're only using like 17, 18 channels. And then we've got a few for the people playing right now.
And so when you're running the show, do you follow along with a script for each piece? And
oh yeah, I've got notes written all in my script, and where I change scenes and kind of hints at how to mix the vocals song to song.
Cool. So as a production manager,
Yes.
what duties do you have here at the theater?
Oh wow, it is a lot. Where to start? I oversee scheduling, setting up auditions. I assist in casting, and then oversee the development of the production budget, all production meetings, all design areas. Billy. And yeah, everything. Nuts and bolts of everything.
And then as far as stage management, Billy, this one's for you. As far as stage management goes, Billy, what are the duties of a stage manager here at the George Ensemble Theater?
Well, Billy
maybe
likes
you could answer
to,
for Billy.
yeah,
He's busy.
Billy, when he is stage managing and not foraging under the couch, likes to run the rehearsals, make sure that the actors' needs are attended to first and foremost, and then there's Tech Week where you learn where all the cue placement is, and then you're in charge of calling the cues. And usually you're in charge of like making sure everybody shows up on time, but that's kind of impossible with this group, so sometimes you just gotta let it go.
I hear you on
cut
that.
your losses.
There's a bunch of deadbeats. I mean,
I'm telling you. Well, musicians, I mean, come on.
you can't.
Right?
What got you into theater?
Oh man, I've been doing this for about 15, 16 years. I started interning at a theater in Connecticut, and I also acted on the side a little bit, but kind of lighting started to like creep in more and more, and it was more interesting to me. So I went to school for this, and I got a degree doing this, and now this is what I do.
Awesome. And are you afraid of heights?
I am not. Although I remember the very first time I worked a call, they sent me right up on a ladder, and I was terrified, and I didn't want to let go. And now it's like it's not even a second thought to me. I'll just run up a ladder, no problem. I'm not afraid of heights, but I don't particularly like the sensation of falling.
That's understandable. That's understandable. And with lighting design, what do you look for? I mean, what is your process in designing lights?
I read the play usually at least 5 times before I kind of really get into any kind of creative process, so that really I get a good understanding of it. And then I start looking for time of day, time of year, setting. Is there a light switch on the wall? You know, the things that are very obvious. And then I start looking for tone and mood, and what colors kind of go with those tones and moods, and what's going to make sense in the context of the show. And then kind of it all starts to meld together from there.
Awesome. Do you have any advice for young people who are wanting to get into theater?
Don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't do it, because you definitely can. You won't make a lot of money, but you'll be happy doing what you love to do. So do it.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Do you have any advice for young people who are wanting to get into sound?
Learn music theory. Helps out a lot.
I just want to point out, because it's important, I feel like this hasn't come up since you've been here, Bob Farley does not have an MFA,
Okay.
and I do.
All right. That's
And
a
it's
good
kind
thing.
of a sore subject, and you should bring it up a lot.
All right. Thank you very much. So you don't need an MFA to be an artistic director.
No.
That Gretchen made me ask that. Do you have any advice for young people wanting to get into theater?
Follow your passion. I think that people. What? I think that people that are in theater. I think artists have no choice but to produce art, and that if you love it and you have to do it, then you must do it.
Excellent. I like that. Billy, what do you have to say?
This is it. This is your.
This is your moment.
This is your
This is
moment.
where you're supposed to do it, right here.
It's like really in the kitchen with all the food. Really, really. Here, come out here. Come out. Maybe
Come
I'll
out
put it
here,
right
Billy.
if we-
Do something fun.